Hello everyone. We're covering Bughouse World Championship in the open section. This is Group G. We have our marquee match of ZBB and BughouseLad versus Horkko and eekarf. I think ZBB is a FIDE master, but it lists him as a national master. BughouseLad is a national master. This account doesn't have his NM title. But BughouseLad is Nicholas Tice, ZBB, otherwise known as Silent Scope. They're playing against Horkko and eekarf. Horkko has been playing Bughouse for, well, I guess everyone here has been playing Bughouse for many, many years. These are old-time fixed players. And I've bugged in person many times with Horkko. I've played with Horkko both at the many of the U.S. gatherings and the Berlin gathering. In Berlin, one year I partnered Horkko, and we won the B section, which is like the losers bracket. So eekarf, originally from New York City, now I believe is living in Israel, and bugged with eekarf both in New York City and in Florida. Silent Scope, I partnered for a Bughouse tournament in the U.S. Amateur Team East. BughouseLad, even though he lived fairly close to me, I don't think we've really bugged together. Maybe at the World Open one year, but I don't think so. I think we keep missing each other at the World Open. Anyway, our current score is 1-0, favoring ZBB and BughouseLad. I guess I'll jump into voice channel just in case anyone wants to join me with commentary. So I expect this to be a fairly close match. I don't think it's going to be a blowout. Given the ratings, we would expect Horkko and eekarf to be the favorites here. But these are all very strong players. And I think they're fairly close in skill level, so it may just come down to a style factor. BughouseLad needs a rook in order to survive. And even with a rook, does he survive? I guess if he gets a rook, then there's perhaps bishop takes h3. And then if rook takes queen, we have bishop takes rook. You probably have to take the knight. If you take the knight, you still take the rook. So yeah, I think this is going to be mate. Even if a rook comes up, you have bishop takes h3. Should be crushing. So I don't think BughouseLad is ever going to move. Oh, okay, he did move. So our score is now 1-1, all tied up. This is in the open section, so we have a 2-minute time control, and it is first to 15. Oh, we have a match coming in for 10-minute chess. Let's go over to this guy's profile. We're going to go ahead and block him. And we will decline the match request. Go fuck yourself. Looks like BughouseLad is on the attack. ZBB attacking the light squares. I think Horkko is fairly safe though. I guess more importantly, ZBB is defending this pawn against the knight attack. So attacking and defending at the same time was a nice bishop move. So this knight potentially gonna fall. I guess you play knight takes within the bishop falls. Now bishop could win the rook. He's not gonna wait for it. Now you don't want to put anything at e6 because then this bishop will fall. Horkko down up time, so it's gonna make BughouseLad move. Okay, it's a queen trade and a quick mate. So I don't think BughouseLad knew that the queen was coming there. I score now 2-1, favoring Horkko and eekarf. So as far as playing styles here, eekarf is known to be a pretty aggressive attacker. Relative to many others, he's known to play somewhat slower. Oh, knight is made in for eekarf. I don't see this knight is coming though, but eekarf going to continue to attack. Anyway, Horkko is known for playing quite fast and coordinating. So if you play against Horkko, it can be very frustrating because he will often get in a position where like a pawn will mate him, but you'll be down time. So Horkko is willing to put himself in what look like vulnerable positions where he's just completely safe because of the time. Horkko has a pretty nice attack here, but is down time. So he's going to try to do something with the pieces he has. I like this. If you deflect the knight, the queen can come over and mate. So knight can't take here. And if we take this and a pawn mates, we go here. I think king g4 was really the only option, but there's probably mate there too. Oh, but that was a win for the other side. I guess I wasn't looking at the right board enough. So our score now 2-2. We're all tied up. Anyway, BughouseLad and ZBB are both chess players. And as more chessy players, they tend to play fast moves and try to win pieces. And then they use their time advantage to try to win with Saxon. But they always have the option to switch into chess if one of their boards looks hopeless. The other, okay, bishop is going to mate here. Well, maybe not quite mate. Bishop's quite good though. Bishop plus knight mates. Okay, Horkko going to continue to attack instead. We could see knight come in to fork these dudes. But anyway, I think that's how the match will probably shape up as far as playing styles. Of these four players, in general, we expect eekarf to be the slowest. So we'll see whether Horkko can make up for that with speed on his end. Knight is quite good for Horkko in order to win the queen for free. And after that, have knight takes c6 for command and attack. There's the knight. Attack the queen for it. Seems like it's worth it. Again, you take the queen, take the pawn. This king's gonna have to go this way. I think you have pawn check. Throw a pawn at f6. Go a bishop in at e6. So another pawn. Completely crush him for Horkko. does need to stay. eekarf does need to stay alive though. Actually, rook in, knight check, and king over is just mate. I don't know why he bothered taking this guy. Alright, that's another win for Horkko and eekarf. Our score is 4-2, favoring Horkko eekarf. Oh, I'm not sure I like opening up this rook. It's gonna give potentially a future attack to ZBB. ZBB now on the defense, but that could change direction at any point. eekarf has a nice attack. He has bishop up. She does. Now, I would look for a way to support this bishop so you could play the knight up. So you could move the queen up. Okay, he's supporting it with a pawn. Bishop up. Although I guess the king can come back, so maybe it doesn't get you anything. Could bring the knight back, potentially, to open up the dark squares. That's what he's going to do. Queen takes. And you probably want to just get in the dark squares now. Knight would win a queen, potentially. Maybe even lead to mate. eekarf slightly up on time. I don't see this knight is coming. Diagonals are much more likely. There's no immediate diagonals to take. Horkko might end up sacking a queen for that. Now he's going for a knight, though. So pawn is quite good to continue the attack. Now a bishop could be good. Oh, he's putting the knight in. Alright, that puts the vice grip on that king. The king's not going anywhere. Might have to sack the queen to get some luft. That's what we see. Oh, uh-oh. Pawns are great for ZBB now. See, we see the situation I mentioned earlier where like one pawn mates Horkko, but it did not come. And eekarf still on the attack. Knight takes pawn. Oh, okay. Interesting. Oh, nice mate by eekarf. And he did that without giving much material because Horkko was in a bit of trouble. But Horkko got him exactly what he wanted. Our score now 5-2, favoring Horkko and eekarf. This is first to 15. So ZBB has some weak dark squares. Horkko trying to come in. eekarf also on the attack. Take, oh, okay. Yeah, I like that. On mates. He could potentially try to get a queen up like that. I wonder if like knight up is gonna come. Oh, interesting. So BughouseLad, his king has survived, but at great cost. We see that eekarf has won a lot of material. And they've resigned it, so Horkko and eekarf with another win. Our score is 6-2, favoring Horkko and eekarf. By the way, there is another match going on right now. We have Larso and Genna, our returning Bughouse World Champions. They are playing their final match of the group stage against Shaika and I forget what his partner's name is off the top of my head. Shaika and the Mayor, I believe. Am I getting that right? It's just off the top of my head. Okay, eekarf is on the attack. But he has shed some material. ZBB on the attack. The knight does guard g7. Eekarf is down time. BughouseLad trying to get him out of his house. Eekarf trying to keep the pressure up. Does this rook do anything like rook at g8? I don't think so because the bishop guards, but maybe I'm missing a threat here. I'm trying to take this pawn, I assume. Also threatening the rook. Maybe take the rook first, then take this pawn. ZBB picking up some material. Can we take this pawn now? This looks quite good. Yeah, this has to be mate for ZBB. You can even sack the rook and then put a rook at h6, something like that. Actually, I would have sacked the rook and then got the queen in. That had to be mate. I think ZBB has missed mate here. Oh, but maybe he was trying to hold material, so rook might have mated his partner. So understandable that he didn't do that. Now it's the flag battle. ZBB loses on time. I do think ZBB missed a mate, but again, he might have been holding material so his partner didn't get mated. And the mate I saw was rook takes, get your queen in. It's just mate by assumption, because he still would have had like a rook and a million other things in hand. Anyway, nice win for Horkko and eekarf. Our score now 7-2, favoring Horkko and eekarf. Eekarf getting his queen out. Trying to be aggressive, but I think BughouseLad seems fairly safe. We might see a sack here. We do. I guess that's not even a sack, that's a trade. 2 pawns for a piece. But ZBB wins a piece on his board. Oh, maybe that was quite a good sack. Look at BughouseLad's position. So, could rinse and repeat here. Oh, he doesn't have a bishop yet. He would like a bishop to rinse and repeat. And use the knight for now. Gotta watch out for draws. Oh, there is a draw. Okay. I score now 7.5 to 2.5. Favoring Horkko eekarf. It's first to 15. Eekarf takes a free queen, but maybe at great cost. He is being attacked. And try to get rid of this bishop. Whoa. Why would you give this knight? And you didn't even take the knight. That's kind of weird. Hey, top logic 0. Oh, there's a mouse slip on the Horkko board? Maybe. So eventually we could see knight check, rook takes. I guess the queen can just take whatever comes in here though. eekarf trying to get safe. He can't take this pawn or there'll be a knight check. BughouseLad eekarf looking for shenanigans on the back rank. We could force queen trade. Horkko seems fairly safe right now. Horkko on the attack. Horkko could even consider sacking because his partner can trade a lot of pieces for him. This queen is not looking very happy right now. So sacks a piece to get his queen some squares. If it were eekarf's move, then rook takes knight followed by knight check. Could be good, but it is of course not eekarf's move. BughouseLad cuts off that diagonal wisely. Sacks his queen to get an attack. I assume we're going to take b7 here. Oh no, first he's going to cut the rook off. Cut the king off from going the other direction. This clinical from eekarf. It's a great attack. I would put the bishop on c8 rather than b7 to give your opponent a chance to hang a piece defending. The other advantage of putting it on c8 instead would be after taking the knight, you can't just take the bishop as it would be back here. So I don't like bishop on b7. I think bishop on c8 was just better. Horkko cannot guard that. His Horkko ran out of pieces. eekarf sacked a little bit too much. So that was a win for BughouseLad and ZBB. Our score now 7.5 to 3.5. Favoring Horkko eekarf. eekarf is sacked on BughouseLad, but eekarf has not used any of his existing pieces apart from the knights. So playing at a piece deficit. The threat of rook in the back here, so we gotta cut the queen off somehow. In other words, we can't take this bishop. Have to put something in the way. I don't think castling is a good idea either because you could just sack the bishop. I think something needs to land like one of these squares. BBB is gonna wisely sit though. He's gonna make eekarf play a bit. If it were BughouseLad's move, oh, never mind. Maybe rook in the corner. Horkko trying to get an attack here. Knight check. Are we gonna push? Go for the rook maybe? He probably wants some diagonals though. I guess this is hanging too. A lot of options for Horkko. eekarf trying to hang on for dear life. Oh, can the knight come to f5? This looks pretty good. Not that I necessarily see mate. Okay, he's using this knight just so we can vacate a square for a potential rook, I guess. It's hard to defend for eekarf. eekarf going for an attack instead. I don't think there is any attack. I think eekarf's going to get mated fairly quickly. And they are down time. This one's going to go to BughouseLad and ZBB for sure. eekarf, as I said, is a very good attacker. He's trying to find magic from nothing. But that's a win for BughouseLad ZBB. Our score now 7.5 to 4.5, favoring Horkko eekarf. Hey, Spinal Tap. Welcome in. Horkko is sacking. But by sacking, he has given up material, which means eekarf is going to need to play down material. And BughouseLad is attacking. I don't think this sack is going to work out well for them. BBB seems safe enough. There is a discovered attack, but it doesn't really lead anywhere. This is a little bit of a better discovered attack, but still not great. I like this pawn move. If the rook moves, then it's going to be mate. Yeah, this is very difficult to defend. He could try putting a queen in. Oh, he's going to trade the queens. Oh, that's smart. Now he can take the pawn. But even so, ZBB is the one on initiative. Just take some free material. On the other hand, eekarf's on initiative on his... Whoa, that's mate. That's mate. eekarf got mate. Where did that queen come from? Was that just a new queen? I guess it was. Our score now 8.5 to 4.5, favoring Horkko eekarf. Horkko would like some trades. He's attacking. eekarf attacking too. I assume Horkko will sack that bishop. Oh wow, he doesn't. Okay. I figured if you're going to lose the bishop anyway, why not take a pawn for it? But he had other plans. Oh, that's mate. That knight was mate for eekarf. But Horkko needs to survive, and he doesn't. This is mate. Rook takes. We can promote even just to a rook. It's mate. But he was trying to get this knight for his partner, which did mate, but not fast enough because they were down time. That's another win for BughouseLad and ZBB. Our score now 8.5 to 5.5. Favoring Horkko eekarf. Hey, Truth ICC. Hey, Zizon. So, guys, I am in a voice call house party channel. If any of you want to join me in commentary, it'd be great to have you. Maybe bishop up. Seems like that went to queen. If the queen moves away, we have pawn check. I think he has to give up the queen. He does. I'm surprised we didn't see a sack here. He goes for some defense. Horkko sidesteps rather than taking the pawn. There's the sack. King takes. We could take the bishop. eekarf is defending. This looks very good for Horkko. Knight check. Oh, okay. I like this. Maybe another pawn in. Yeah, he's gonna try to promote some queens on this back rank. I assumed we would see a knight check here, but I guess the bishop and the knight both guard this. Horkko can rinse and repeat a few times. And eekarf gets mate on his board. I was focusing on the wrong board again. Our score is 9.5 to 5.5, favoring Horkko eekarf. First to 15. And there is another match going on at the same time. It may already be over, to be honest. We have Larso Gena versus Shaika and the Mayor. I kind of assumed that... Oh, Gena here to report that match is over. Yeah, I figured this match would likely be more competitive between the two. And also this match was on the calendar, whereas the other match was not. But good to see people playing their matches. Bishop would have helped to get safe. I guess ZBB is safe enough anyway. ZBB on the attack. You just take this. I like bishop check. I don't like bishop here. I think bishop check was better. Oh, maybe I'm wrong. This does look like a pretty strong attack. I was looking from a defensive purpose, but the bishop here would have helped defend. But he's not looking to defend. He's looking to attack. Maybe new knight in. Can't go up because it's mate. And if you go down, then pawn check. A nice mate by ZBB. My score now 9.5 to 6.5, favoring Horkko eekarf. Yeah, Zaison, I'm sorry I wasn't able to cover your match. What was that? Last week, whenever it was. So today, right before this match, I went to the results forum and tried to put them all in the challenge bracket. Hopefully all the results that we know of so far are reflected there. BughouseLad seems to have hung a queen. Maybe that was a tricky move he didn't see from eekarf. I'm not sure exactly what happened. So if bishop takes, then we can take the knight. eekarf putting a lot of pressure on. Assume we just save our rook somewhere. Oh, he's just gonna take the pawn. Okay. eekarf switching to defense mode. By the way, this knight is Horkko's best friend. He should never take that. I would just put a bishop on g7 to stay safe. Oh, he's putting it on f6. Same difference, I guess. And Horkko on the attack. Horkko going to pick up a lot of free material. They've resigned it. So score now 10.5 to 6.5, favoring Horkko eekarf. Oh, last weekend. Okay. eekarf on the attack. I would just take the bishop here. But he takes the queen for his partner, I guess. Very aggressive by eekarf. His aggression looks like it's going to pay off. I think we can move this. Now a knight is very good. Okay, that's discovered check. It's a pawn in the way. Bishop is pretty crushing. But he doesn't have a bishop, just castles. It's his king out of danger. Knight's still pretty good. Now rook in a corner, pawn takes. Is that a thing? And we see it. Bishop check. Yep. Nice mate by eekarf. Great technique. eekarf was relentless in his attacking. Our score now 11.5 to 6.5, favoring Horkko eekarf. ZBB is on the attack. ZBB picks up a free queen. And Horkko doesn't get much safety in exchange. This is looking pretty crushing for BughouseLad. So rook mates for BughouseLad. Horkko down time. Very difficult to hold this rook. And he has two queens in hand. He could just drop a queen at e8, for example. And then if knight takes, you have the smothered mate. So Horkko needs to find a way to hold these rooks and also not get mated. Queen at e8 seems like a pretty crushing threat. There it is. Oh, he sets up a tricky mate in one, but BVB just takes it. We are getting a match request for 5 minutes from someone who joined the website just 7 hours ago. Let's go ahead and block him. We're going to decline the match request. Go fuck yourself. Okay, so this rook should be coming, but now Horkko is actually up a little bit of time. Okay, so eekarf going for the attack himself. And it seems like a pretty nice attack for eekarf. eekarf going all in. His partner's going to get him as much material as possible. This is a mate with pawn check. I don't know how they got up time. They were, I think, down 4 seconds, but Horkko did some magic somehow. Queen trade offered by Horkko. Knight is good for ZBB. Win a rook. There it is. Maybe promote a pawn. Yep. Still looking to promote that pawn so you can get the knight out of there. Okay, just wins a piece for a pawn. Promoting another pawn. And BughouseLad doesn't need to move. His partner should be able to win at chess here. up a queen. I mean, up every piece on the board, pretty much. Um, so yeah, that was just too much time. They're still up 10 seconds at the end there. You don't spot a National Master 10 seconds and 8 pieces. It's not going to be a good result for you. So our score is 12.5 to 7.5, favoring Horkko eekarf. CBB picks up a free rook, trying to get the queen off the diagonal so we can take the bishop. We throw like a bishop in here or something. He's going for like mate threats with queen takes, new queen in, maybe? But no, he has 2 queens on the board. He's not going to get another queen. Maybe he felt like here and a rook in. I'm not sure what he was going for exactly. Horkko does have a fairly safe king, though. Eventually, we might see a knight come in to pick up a free queen. Time is fairly even. I don't know why this knight isn't coming. It seems pretty crushing. Oh, shit. I'm sorry about that. I had an alarm set. I do have something else going on at 2 and 15 minutes. Hopefully this match will be over by then. We'll see. Bishop could pin the queen. We are at 4 seconds. I think we can wait for the bishop. Oh, I like this. This is creative. Tries to get the back rank clear. Wants another pawn for e2. Oh, he's just going to cut the rook off. Still another pawn is quite good. Oh, this has to be mate. Taking a free queen at least. These pawns are promoted. Oh, that makes the pin. If bishop takes, then knight up is going to be mate, because now the rook pins the pawn. So that's a win for BughouseLad. My score now 12.5 to 8.5, favoring Horkko eekarf. By the way, an interesting tidbit. Horkko eekarf played another match earlier, maybe last weekend or the weekend before that, which they won. Um, but I think they were playing against zbbesque, and basically the Horkko team lost like 50 points because zbbesque is like a 1600, and Horkko was trying to figure out why they did so poorly. And he said he looked at the games afterwards and he was not very happy with the way his partner played. But then he also admitted that he was playing 3 hands of poker, like he was 3 table in poker while he was playing that match. So we don't know for sure whether he's 3 table in poker while playing this match too. Hey Zefkat, uh, I think Zefkat's asking how BughouseLad is doing. She does not have sound, so we'll say 8.5 to 12.5. Against BughouseLad. That's our current score. And ZBB has a pretty nice attack here. Rook mates for him. That forces a rook. They are down 1 second though. So needs to find a move in the interim. What can he do? Maybe like pawn at f3 potentially. Pawn it because I think he's gonna try to move this bishop out to get the rook guard in. Okay, well this works too. Time is fairly even. Okay, and that's a flag. So our score now 9.5 to 12.5 for Zefkat with no sound. I guess I really should do some shout outs here. So let's, oh, did I, am I spelling that wrong? How do I spell Nicholas Tice? Alright, apparently I can't spell Nicholas Tice. If anyone can spell him for me, you can do a shout out. But BughouseLad is a streamer. Doesn't stream very often nowadays. But used to stream quite frequently. And really was the first Crazy House streamer on Twitch. Streamed before John Lee started streaming. Thanks for the follow for a mentor. Really appreciate it. Horkko attacking the queen. Also threatening some light square shenanigans here. I can take the queen with tempo. Rook is quite good. Queen mates, rook good. Oh, that queen mated on the eekarf board. The score now 13.5 to 9.5 as it's first to 15. Horkko put in some pressure on. Horkko going after the dark squares on the ZBB board. eekarf also on the attack. He probably would have a diagonal for f2, but he's going to have to settle for a knight. Takes a free queen. He is down about 6 seconds, maybe 7 seconds. Going to continue to make moves. Maybe knight back to come in. Apparently not. Now we get knight back. King comes in. Horkko being aggressive on his board. You have to take this. If queen doesn't take, then the queen will land on g8. That's a win for eekarf Horkko. We're at 14.5 to 9.5. This could be match point. It is first to 15. Not sure why eekarf was waiting there. eekarf going for defense. BughouseLad trying to open up the rook. You're gonna hop this knight in. I don't like this move. Okay, eekarf grabs a free pawn. His king not looking happy though. They're down an enormous amount of time. This is 19 seconds. I think BughouseLad can pretty easily chess this. So I don't think CBB needs to move again. Oh, that picks up a queen. The bishop tactic. Knight check. Bishop would be good again. He's going to go for pawns on the 7th. Knight could take. We come in here. So relying on uptime here. So otherwise, a few pawns would mate. Oh, knight comes in. Rook over as mate. All right, I scored 10.5 to 14.5. This again could be match point. Some early trades by Horkko. I think Horkko just assumes that his partner will be attacking. This eekarf is very aggressive. Giving up the queen. Now a rook could be quite good. Suppose that's actually double defended, so maybe it's not as good as I think. Horkko developing his existing pieces. CBB now has a nice attack. Horkko up time. Up, what, about 8 seconds here? BughouseLad would like another knight, I suppose. I think knight takes pawn leads to mate, because then queen can come on either side. So that's mate for ZBB. We're at 14.5 to 11.5. We have the run-in score for zbbesque with no sound. The knight does already defend this. Use up the queen. Oh, I think you could have forced some knights here potentially. Although we'd probably just take this guy. So probably didn't matter. ZBB going after those light squares. eekarf's king does not look too happy. So a few diagonals are going to be nice. BughouseLad on the attack. Knight or rook is good. BughouseLad up about 10 seconds. He can and should wait for material. He does have knight check, potentially. He's using a new knight. Now a bishop could be good. Or a knight. Not so sure I like the new knight there. I think if he used his existing knight before, then if king came up, he could put the new knight on f2. But this looks like mate. Pawn up. So mate in one for BughouseLad. There it is. He used a new pawn. He could have just pushed his pawn. I score now 14.5 to 12.5. This is a very close match. BughouseLad on the attack. eekarf has gotten safe. eekarf is now attacking. Ooh, going after those light squares. This is a threat, though. Knight check, potentially. There we go. Here comes the queen in. This attacks and defends at the same time. So knight could be good, or rook. Just gonna go for defense. And promote to knight. We promoted the queen. Not sure why people are calling me. Check the voicemail afterwards. So if it were ZBB's move, then knight check would be quite good. Oh, now we get a million tempo for ZBB. Oh, that's a creative move. Just to get the pin in. I like the defense from Horkko. And this is over. Pawn check. Mate for ZBB. 14.5 to 13.5. This is still match point, but it is important to note that there's a win by 2 condition here. So if it gets tied 14.5 to 14.5, then we need to keep going until someone wins by 2. Look at this bishop battery. The CBB is on the attack. Gotta watch out for this queen now. Good mate. Oh, this looks quite good for eekarf. Another knight is gonna be crushing. Oh, wow. I like this attack. Not sure if it goes anywhere. Maybe we take the pawn. It also come out, but if you come out, then there can be some interposers. Taking the pawn seems best. You threaten this. Oh, he goes for some defense instead. Now you've cut off the bishop. So you could do pawn up. Horkko trying to get some material for his partner. Well, now a pawn is quite good. Okay. Might be able to get a rook for his partner. eekarf seems fairly safe. We take this or just drop a pawn? Just dropping a pawn. Another pawn. eekarf's a relentless attacker. I'm certain we're going to have mate here. That is GG's. Final score 15.5 to 13.5. Favoring Horkko plus eekarf. So congratulations to the winners. Very nice match. Okay, so congratulations, guys. We are gonna find someone to raid. I think we're gonna raid Cha Cha Chess. I think he's streaming some he's streaming some 4-player chess. Let me check the calendar real quick, because I do think there's another match coming up. It looks like in 2 hours we're gonna have a match in the challenger section of Carl Der Kaler and Smoother Knight versus Jack Brooks and I Like Bughouse. So I should cover that match as well. Hope you all will join me there. This was an extremely close match. So a lot of fun to follow. So we're sending you to Cha Cha Chess. He's one of the top 4-player chess players out there. So he's also just recently got his CM title, which in my personal opinion is the best possible title to get, since those are my initials. So congratulate him on that. Thanks everyone for joining me. Bye everyone.